Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land, glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard.
Play inside the Steelmen zone. Pass chipped through over the blue line. A little too far for Hubert Pinot, but also the other way it goes for an icing. Just 55 seconds in. And thank you for being here tonight on the Nanaimo Steelmen YouTube channel. We're live from the Nanaimo Ice Centre. Beautiful Nanaimo, British Columbia, here on Vancouver Island. Fedorko on the point. There's a shot, and it ricochets off of a leg in front. Steelmen from below the goal line. Backhanded towards the front. Stick handled. Shot towards the corner, and that's off of another leg. And it's chipped out over the blue line. Steelmen have to touch up and do. Puck is played in behind goaltender Peters. Off of the wing. Taken by Sidaway. Shot, and that one's tipped up and over the net. Out towards center. Keegan Fedorko plays it back. Joey Grant onto the wing. Tapped in by Quinton Sidaway. And now controlled by the Regals. They work it out of their own zone. That pass was partially tipped, but it made its way to Windsor. And he works it up over to Peacock over on the wing. Played in behind the goal. Steelman might be a giveaway. Windsor gets pressed out. Gets a return pass. Tries a shot towards the goal. And a good defensive block by A.J. Zavlekian. Puck is played into the Regal zone. And actually, pardon me, that was Manny Parra that made that good block. And he's got the Steelmen looking solid on the back end already. As fans continue to filter in here to the Nanaimo Ice Centre. It's been an incredibly busy day here as there's been a island-wide tournament. Bunch of teams from Cowichan and Duncan. As far as Campbell River up to center, the Steelmen want to change. Out comes Melsness, and he's going to be the first one to forecheck inside the Regal zone. The McCallum Cup, it's in-house tonight. And in this best-of-3 championship series, Branson had his pocket pick, but he got the puck back. Hard shot, and that rifles up over Jaden Little, who has that very cool helmet that was given to him by his uncle. Puck is played over the line. looking for some room off of the wing. The Regals getting set up. Hard pass into the slot. A little bit too much for Bennett to handle. That pass became a shot, and it ricochets off of the goal stick of Jaden Little and out towards center. And BN plays give and go. Now he heads up over the left wing, carries over the line. He has Logan Kirky going to the goal. Here's a chance in the slot. Backhand, big save off the blocker. Rebound is loose to the side of the goal. Another one, and he got his legs up. Jaden Little. Barrel roll from Jaden Little, and he gets the pads stacked up in the air, and he makes the stop. And unbelievably, it's still 0-0 on that huge chance for the Regals. Just under 4 minutes in. On the pass through the slot, Sheldon, and there's a shot. Rips off of the goaltender's right pad. Now things are heating up. Davis Shelton in, and he takes a shot that's blocked in front. And now looking for a quick down ice pass. Logan Kirky, he's there first. There's no icing on the play. He gets pushed into the boards. Tynan Klein-Beekman pinning him up along the boards. Tries to work it free, gets it to the point, but it came out the line, and they have to leave it, and now it's touched. And I think the Steelman bench was hoping for an intentful call, and that might just be what happens here. So it looks like, yes, the faceoff will come back into Powell River territory. Over to the left of their goaltender here is... We're still 0-0. Shots are 6-4 in favor of the Regals. Hard shot goes up off of the glass, but up into the netting as Peters wisely kicks it out of play. So Peacock out onto the ice for the Regals. Windsor's out there as well. Into the face-off goes Quinton Sidaway, and a hard hit up along the boards. Oh, and they really shook there. And a delayed icing call now tagged up. And the Steelmen will get another opportunity. Trinello, he'll remain out there on the back end here. He was so rock steady in game number 1 in that 10-5 win by these Powell River Regals. So as you can tell, the Steelmen have their work cut out for them. Off of the boards, down below the goal line, Sidaway, and he put it through the crease. And that one just comes out dangerously, but out the other side. Back the other way, Grandsbois on the drop from Wadsworth, take a shot. And that's a good block by the Steelmen as Wolfgang Schoenfuss getting in front of that one. Towards the point, Joey Grant throws a body check. Chernello looking for a lane, finds it shooting, and he was looking to tip it off of Travis Grambois. And now on the counterattack come the Steelmen. Grayson Weemy off of the wing, driving into the slot. Puck bounces off the defender, but Windsor is back, and he negates the danger. He'll kickstart things from his own zone up on the left wing. Quickly in over the liner, the Regals, but they were in a partial change. Burnett not quite close enough to force a stoppage in play by Jaden Little. And that allows the Regals to tip it up over the line. Manny Parra takes over. And up to center he goes. There's a double bump. But the Steelmen are away with the puck. Over the line. Malcolm Fletcher backhands it along the boards. In behind the goal. Steelman hard pass, and that ricochets off of a skate and way out to the Steelman line. And now it's shot. The partially deflected in the slot. Here's a chance. Backhand. Where did it go? And it's shot back out. And the Steelman defense has been solid as shot number 7 rolls in, and it was a dangerous one. Jaden Little, he's going to try and tee things up behind the goal, and he does for Para, who plays it off of the glass. Little too far for his teammates there, and Yanni Christos unable to pick it up. Played hard off the glass. Look out. Here's a race for the puck off of the wing. Porchetta moving in on goal. Big save by Jaden Little. He gets it underneath of the left pad, and he drags it, and he makes a showstopper right there. And a beautiful save by Jaden Little on the breakaway. Big stop. Mano-a-mano. And that was a total display of speed, and it just shows you what the Regals are capable of. Here's another partial turnover out of the corner. Logan Kirky went to go fire, and it rolled off of his stick. Play in over the line now for the Regals. Cross ice pass from Sheldon. That rolls off of a stick. And now Pause meets it on the near side. Tried to play it back to Klein Beekman. He had to hurry that one. Now there's a shot. It's a windmill, but it's blocked and broken out by Behan. Off of the wing. Holding, shoots, and that's right into the crest. Jaden Little. He had Nick Porchetta in front, and he's just saying, hey, man, good to see you, and you're playing hard. You had a good opportunity on that breakaway, and I was just able to stretch out. Here's an interesting little story about Jaden Little. Is apparently on Wednesday mornings, he plays with a group that includes one of my son's hockey coaches. And he was saying sometimes it's no fun because Jaden will drop in and play with them sometimes. And he says no one can score a goal. Big shout out to Dan there, my son's assistant coach with the Nanaimo Tsunami in the under-8. They played in a tournament earlier today, and they'll have another game tomorrow just on the other side of the rink. That's Nick 2. Here's a chance off of the wing, steered away from danger by goaltender Little. Puck is in behind the goal. Travis Grambois, he got knocked down. Steelman first to the puck in the corner. Schoenfuse plays it up the wing. Una Vanderlingen hustles after the puck. English is there, but put towards the slot. And Melsness, he's right there trying to track it down. Looks like he might get control after all. Stick handles along the boards. Has it in between his skates. Plays it back hard to the point. Here's a chance. Loading. Shot. And that goes off of Grambois' skate. And he felt that. High slot. Oh, and the pass had to be hot. And it was. Schoenfuse couldn't control that. On the near side boards at the half wall. Great exchanges, but we're still scoreless. 8.5 in. Fedorko just flipping it in from outside the blue line. They want to get a change in effect. That's Keegan Fedorko, the alternate captain, lucky number 7, out there for the Nanaimo Steelmen. Burnett into the slot. There's a shot, and it got blocked. Speaking of that man, Keegan Fedorko, he got down and blocked it with his right shin pad. Puck is in the corner. Quinton Sidaway fishes it out, plays it out to center. Joey Grant tries to track it, but now Schmunk will tip it in. Goes in over the right shoulder of goaltender Little. Puck is played off of the glass, picked up by... Oh, and it's a shot. It was a windup, but it whiffs. And the off speed gets underneath Jaden Little. He thought it was going to go high. And I believe that was Brandsma's goal. He wound up. It looked like it was going to be a 75-mile-an-hour shot, but I think it wound up being more like a 15-mile-an-hour shot. And the changeup was very difficult to react to. And sometimes things are not as they appear. And what was supposed to be an incredibly hard shot, maybe up high, gets whiffed on, but it goes underneath. And first blood belongs to the Powell River Regals. It's 1-0. So it looks like Garrett Brandsma has the opening goal here for the Regals. So Garrett Brandsma gets things open here for the Regals. There's a shot and a right pad save cleared out by the Steelmen, and now they have a chance to head the other way. Pinot with a nice spinorama pass, but Davis Sheldon had to turn back for it. Might get another crack at the puck here near center, and he controls that bobbling puck, and he runs right into Williams, and that was a hard collision. You can bet both of them felt it, but I think Williams might have got the worst of it. Puck is played up off of the wing. Davis Sheldon, nice pass. He found Jared Winkle, but it rolled off his stick. It had to be crisp. Off of the wing, Nick Porchetta sends it in, cross ice. He's going to labor to get back to the bench there. As out comes Peacock and Windsor and Wadsworth for the Regals. Now they'll finish up this change and complete it as Grambois steps on. Windsor controls in his own zone. High flip. Knocked down. Klein Beekman, he was hoping he kept it in, but his appeal will fall on deaf ears. They saw what they saw, and that's how it's going to be called. So that's Jacob Jeslick manning the camera. Hope you guys are enjoying the view. He's very good at what he does. The puck is won off of the face-off. Windsor coming out. Oh, and he put it off the side of the goal. Oh, and it was knocked into the goal by the Steelmen trying to clear the puck. Oh, my goodness. That's a difficult one to swallow for the Steelmen. And it was a crazy situation to begin with as Windsor took off like a shot down ice. And it will be Windsor credited with the goal for the Regals as he hustled down ice. And he forced Jaden Little to decide, is he coming out to poke at it? Is he going to stay inside of the blue paint and try and make a stop? We're just over halfway through the period, and it's a 2-0 lead for the away side, who has 14 shots, and the Steelmen now with some work to do. Fedorko sending it in from just outside the blue line. Joey Grant sends it hard back around the other way. So Brandsma and Windsor have the Regals up and a 2-0 lead. There's a delayed offside as the Steelmen brought that one back in after it had just been cleared outside the blue line. Joey Grant, he's going to remain out there. Davis Sheldon as well. And Jared Winkle. Tynan Klein-Bakeman, he'll post up on the right. Oh, no, looks like they're going to move him over to the left. Looked like he was going to take up the right point. Sheldon tried to win that face-off, but that was one back. Good control, though, up on the board. Shot on goal. Bounces in front. Rebound was shot in by Winkle. And I think that went off of the defender. Played to the point. Klein-Bakeman, left shooting defender, playing it up to the right side. Shot on goal. Winkle was there trying to get the tip. Puck is loose at the side of the goal, and it's going to be carried out by the Regals. And they flip it down ice here in this 5-on-4 situation. It's a power play now. Burnett in deep. Lone forechecker is the captain, Davis Sheldon, heads in over the line, has a look over both shoulders, turns, deals towards the point. Klein-Bakeman moving in from the face-off circle, played it to Joey Grant. He tried to return it to him, but he'd already turned. Getting to the top of the face-off circle, Joey Grant. Sheldon didn't have a lot of room, but he got rid of the puck right away to Klein-Bakeman. There's the return pass on the point. Sheldon moving into a better position. 57 to go in the power play. Near side for Davis Sheldon. Shooting off of a skate. And now Burnett. Oh, that's a great diving play. Sheldon will take the puck back over. Puts it to the face-off circle on the right. Shot on goal. Rebound. And they try and put it in at the side of the goal. Joey Grant nearly got a stick on it, but it was bouncing around. Sheldon over the blue line. Klein-Bakeman had that one knocked out from in front of him, and now there's a race as Williams tracking him down. Good speed by Klein-Bakeman, and the former Campbell River Storm heading up over the wing. He's a defenseman, but he's going to take this all the way in behind the goal. Drops off. Look, and now looking for some help out front. The Steelmen with 15 to go in the power play. Up on the point for Pause. Pause to Kettlewell through, and that one tips off the skate of Grambois, nearly in off the back door. Steelman from below the goal line. Melsness shoots. That's a left pad save. Pause on the umbrella. Works it to the right side. Off of the wing. Shot by Fedorko, and that's off of a shin pad. Hard hit right at the blue line. And there's another one coming on the return as Hubert Pinot knocks his man down and hard on the return. That was English who hit him. And then Hubert Pinot came right back at him, but they're going to call it interference. But I assure you that English felt that. And immediately the trainer just checking to see how Mr. English is. But that will end the power play. Or the power play had just ended, I believe. So Hubert Pinot in the penalty box for interference. And so there'll be a face-off here over to the right of Jaden Little. This time a man advantage for the team in white. puck comes to Schmunk on the line, and he can't keep it inside. Grambois carrying the puck over the blue line, puts on the brakes, plays it off of the linesman there, pardon me, the official, but it is recovered on this power play by Grambois. Drops off to Burnett at the half wall, having a look. He's a left shooting forward, looking for a lane, trying to create one, but Davis Sheldon cutting down his time and space. They'll leave him alone on the wall. And for now, Peacock has the puck, shoots through a crowd, and that one tipped in front. And I think that might have gone off of Fedorko. 41 seconds gone in this most recent power play for the Regals. Hubert Pinot in the penalty box for interference. And the shots are 15-11 now, 15 for the visitors. Schmunk has to back up out of the face-off circle. Now they're set, plays it to the wing. But Schmunk muscles his way on top of the puck. Neither centerman was going to give an inch. Peacock shooting, looking for the tip. Jaden Little got his right pad down, and then he got the paddle on top. And Little making an important stop with 1:07 remaining on this power play. And it was a pretty good screen that was set up in front, and the Steelmen as a collective did well to deal with that situation, make sure that there's not an additional chance or too many extra whacks at that puck. And that all starts with your goaltender, and Jaden Little got his stick right on top of that. I feel bad for that goal that got knocked in by the Steelman there accidentally. It doesn't happen very often, but when it does, being on the point on this power play that has 52 left in it, down Porchetta far side, and Jaden Little came barrel rolling across, but it went high. Windsor, he has one, working it with Porchetta, trying to move it quickly to create some confusion, but the third pass got knocked back outside of the line, and that allows the Steelmen to change up personnel. Quinton Sidaway's out there, Joey Grant as well for the final 28 seconds of this power play. Bean throwing on the brakes, nice pass to catch Windsor at the line, off of the wing, shooting, good stop by Little as he fought it off with his right shoulder. Puck is off of the corner, across for Windsor, tried to one-time it, and that one just underneath the heel of his stick into the slot. There's a save, and Little, it bounced out in front. Oh, and they put it in off of the wing. And the power play strikes with 6 seconds to go. And it's a 3-0 lead as the power play connects, and Williams gets a tally for the Regals. Jaden Little did everything. He even lost his stick in the process trying to dive across to make that stop. But it was a bridge too far. And the goal stick was unfortunately not able to connect with the puck as it was put underneath of him. And really, that was the only chance that Jaden Little had to try and stop that puck, was to basically go flying across the crease. So a 3-0 lead off of the stick of Williams on the power play. At the point, there's Durant. Schmunk battling on the half wall, but Kettlewell comes up with it. Kettlewell dumping it in behind the goal, swept hard around to the half boards and played out 2-on-2. If they hurry, maybe more. Schmunk has the puck and he has one in the open. Can he get it there? Does, and it just goes wide of the goal. Unbelievable chance, and the Steelmen lucky. Burnett lost the handle on that one. One-time shot, and that's under the stick of Brandsma, and he's going to peel off for a change and give way for Wadsworth. Puck is at the line. Burnett trying to hook up with him as he was headed right towards the goal. Steelman up through the middle. Soft pass, but a little bit too much for Schoenfuss, and he got hit hard right at the bench, and he gets back up, throws a little bump at Burnett, who leaves the ice. He has the puck at center, though, now. Wolfgang Schoenfuss. Now he dumps it in, and he's going to get to the bench for a change. Out comes Klein Beekman. Now up the near side wall. There goes Peacock, cutting to the middle, chipped it over, nearly caught up with it himself, and Brandon Melsness will clear it out on the backhand. Windsor on the touch. Grambois had it go to Wadsworth, snaps a shot, and that's off of Pause's leg and wide of the goal. Darian Pause on this top pairing with Tynan Klein-Beekman, and they're a good combo. And they really need to help eliminate chances now the best that they can for these Regals and maybe help provide some offense. Shot on goal, looking for the tip, and Wadsworth couldn't get his stick on it. Played out to center for Una Vanderlingen. Swept forward. Goaltender comes out to play it. Hits Travis Grambois. Melsness reaching for the puck at center. Steelman might be able to turn this over, but it just chipped a little too far on Hubert Pinot. Steelman working back in their own zone. Backpedaling in behind the goaltender with Wadsworth and Logan Kirky watching closely. Out they start. 1:45 remaining in this opening period. It's a 3-0 lead here. The most recent one, a power play goal with 6 seconds remaining in the man advantage. Klein-Beekman avoiding one hit, trying to play it in behind the goal. He bounces off of the netting, but they get it to the point. Vanderlingen, and they put it through the crease. It was chopped, and Sheldon Davis was able nearly to direct it towards the goal. Has a little bit of time with the puck now on the backhand, but Logan Kirky, he'll send it up the board safely. Nick Porchetta in flight over the line. Leaves for Williams. Load, shoots, scores! Williams, he was screened as Manny Perro is backing up, and Jaden Little went down, but there was a part of the puck he couldn't see. And Nick Porchetta froze everyone at the blue line with that little turn move as he dished the puck. And he put it into a very fortuitous position. And Williams grabs his second of the game. So at the 18:50 mark, a little over 3 minutes after his last goal on the power play, Williams strikes again. And it's a 4-0 lead as we hit the final minute of the period. Fedorko feeds it back in his own zone, tipped up to Jared Winkle. Shot off the glass. Winkle caught back up with it. Steelman over the line. Nice drop for Winkle, but he had to look up. He was in the trolley tracks there. Schoenfuse lost an edge. Now a 3-on-1 if they hurry. Schmunk is in the open. There's a shot, and Jaden Little got a little piece of that puck with his trapper on the way up. It was elevating quickly, and he'd already committed down into the butterfly. And it's a good thing that he's one of the best there is with that piece of leather. You just watch as the game progresses. I'm sure that glove has some more big saves loaded up inside, just waiting for us to unfurl. Puck is played up the boards, backhanded, but it's on edge, so it's going to go beside the crease, and they judge Durant to have had the best line on the puck, so it is an icing call with 25 seconds remaining in this opening period. By the way, thank you for joining us here tonight, and want to thank everyone for jumping on board to catch this Game 2 of the McCallum Cup Final. Of course, there's a shot from English, bounces off a couple of players, another one up off the right shoulder, and Jaden Little making some more big stops before the period's out. Hard pass off of the wing. Into the middle, there's a shot, and it just rolls dangerously. Grayson Weemy didn't get his A shot off. 4 seconds to go. Puck is played to the corner. I don't know if there's time for another as they send it cross ice. Joey Grant does, and he's the last person to touch the puck, as the Powell River Regals skate to a 4-0 lead here at the Nanaimo Ice Centre in this Game 2 of the McCallum Cup Final. And in that first period, Brandsma, he was able to score, open things up, and Windsor adding a marker just a few minutes later, and then 2 goals within 3 minutes of each other by Williams, and one of them a power play goal. And that is how the Powell River Regals have jumped out to a 4-0 lead here. And so, as mentioned, there'll be some work to do for the Steelmen in period number 2, try and chip away at this lead. And they're going to have to find some answers, too, for the quick, just the quick passing and feet of players like Nick Porchetta, who set up Williams beautifully. Not to take anything away from Williams' shot there that made it 4-0, but it was that nice move at the blue line as he cut towards the middle, but then turned in a position where he could either dish the puck off to the top of the near side face-off circle, or he could shoot it towards the goal himself in one relatively easy motion. There was a screen for both of those plays, but he picked the right one, and Williams with a beautiful shot just up over the trapper side of goaltender Jaden Little, who was quite besieged in that first period. He had the lion's share of shots, 23, making 19 stops on 23 shots, and 12 shots and 12 saves at the other end for Nick Peters. We are going to step away for a few moments. We're going to have period number 2 coming up. Actually, no, wait, before we go anywhere, I do have an interview here, and don't worry, Jacob, but we don't have to swing it around for that. But I will play you the audio of the interview that I was able to get just prior to the start of period number 1. I'll cue that up for you here. Now, all apologies. I don't know why I was getting ahead of myself here. But I guess just like any other kind of conversation, I didn't really want any uncomfortable pauses and do you have anything else to tell us, Lorenzo? Well, maybe just a few thoughts actually quickly before I play that interview. Again, there's been some great defensive plays. Manny Pera blocking some shots on the power play. It just seems like the puck has been moved very well by the Powell River Regals. And particularly Burnett and Brandsma, I feel like they've had the puck on a string. When you watch the way that they pass the puck a couple of times, it's been light little saucers that maybe are no more than a quick little update. Being we are in the hockey verse. In the VIJHL, I was just shown by Don Miller, who is the statistician not only for this league but also for the VIJHL as well, and one of the best people to work with you can imagine. Anyways, he showed me that it is a 2-0 lead for the Nanaimo Buccaneers on the road in Comox Valley at the Comox Valley Sportsplex. So that looks like it's later in the second period. It doesn't really have any reflection on this game, but just thought I would throw that out there because it is a potential elimination game that would set up at least the north side of the ledger for the finals. Right now, the Peninsula Panthers holding a 3-2 series lead in the Battle of the South for the ticket to be punched to the VIJHL finals. So the Nanaimo Buccaneers, if they can continue to sustain that lead, there will be no need for a Game 7, which would take place right here at the Nanaimo Ice Centre, or as they call it, the Pirate Ship. All right, so with that news out of the way, but it is kind of big news here on the island, as a lot of people are very interested in who the final partners are going to be in the VIJHL finals. All right, I'm going to get to this interview with head coach and general manager Andy Hellweger, none other. So we're here with Andy Hellweger. Just prior to game time, the Powell River Regals in town, and they're looking for McCallum Cup. Andy, what do the Nanaimo Steelmen need to do to make sure that it doesn't happen tonight?
Well, we got to play as a team. Everybody has its role, and everybody knows its role. And we just got to stick to the game plan and execute it and give 110%, and then we can deny that today.
You guys have arguably the best goaltender in the league. How big do you think tonight goaltending will be for both the Steelmen and for the Regals?
I mean, for me, as a former goalie, especially, the goaltender is your most important position, and I think it's going to be a huge part. We've seen it early in the season. You can score 8, but if you get 9, then you're not going to win, right? So, goaltending is going to be a huge part. In general, like, for me, defensive play is huge. I always say with good defense comes good offense. And offense starts with defense, and defense starts with offense. So, it has to be it together, like I said. But yes, goaltending is going to be a huge part.
Just wanted to touch on the one of the trademarks that's kind of made the Steelmen just a difficult team to play with this year or against, and that's the resiliency. Maybe you can speak to that for tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we always say, like, no matter what happens, it's a 0-0 game, right? Whether we go up by 1 or the opponent goes up by 1, it's a 0-0 team. We want to play hard. We want to play physical in all our games. And like I said, like, we had great games when we executed the game plan, and we're looking for another game like that.
Well, Andy, I know that one of the things that you really seem to be able to get out of your troops is that commitment and that compete level, and I'm really hoping that we get a chance to see that on display tonight. I know you've got limited time, but thank you so much for yours, and best of luck defending here tonight in the Nanaimo Ice Centre.
Thank you very much. Hope it's going to be a good game.
Awesome.
So defense begins with offense, and offense begins with defense, and I like that terminology, and I'm sure what Andy Hellweger had to say there in the pregame is going to lend true to probably the things that he's talking about with the troops right now, with the Steelmen crew, right down from the captain, Davis Sheldon, all the way through the lineup. The message is going to be the same. They're going to be trying to be playing like it's 0-0, as you heard him mention. No matter what happens, it's 0-0. So they're just trying to win that next puck battle, that next face-off, that next battle along the boards. And that is exactly how the Steelmen are going to have to approach things in period number 2. The shots 12 for the Nanaimo Steelmen, 23 fired Jaden Little's way. We've got more West Coast Senior Hockey League action coming up. The McCallum Cup is in the house. The Steelmen are going to have a pretty solid second period to try and make sure that that doesn't happen tonight. We're going to step away and be back with second period action coming up.
Don't care. You gotta look like a hero, or you'll be nothing but a zero.
And then to get back to the scoreboard, there it is.
Period number one brought the Powell River Regals that much closer to the McCallum Cup. But they still have 40 minutes of hockey to stare down here. Burnett off of the face-off. Puck, oh, and he backhands it towards the goal. And it deflects in past Jaden Little. And it's a 5-0 lead, just 11 seconds into period number two. A fortuitous bounce for Burnett. Corey Burnett, the alternate captain. He went to backhand the puck into the slot, and it deflects off of a stick and into the goal in behind goaltender Jaden Little, who was covering tight to the post to make sure that they couldn't sneak it short side. So Burnett, just 11 seconds into period number two, makes the task more difficult for the Steelmen. And can the Steelmen find an answer back here and try and get themselves catapulted back into this game? Puck is played out to center. Off of the boards, Winkle playing it inside the line. Chernello going D to D. Off over the blue line, and the Regals will lift it high, cross corner. Nick Porchetta in on the forecheck, played up the boards by Keegan Fedorko behind the net. Spinorama pass, looking for Porchetta, who had set up shop in front of the goal. Now it's played down below the goal line. Up the near boards, Chernello shooting, and that's off of the skate of Davis Sheldon and wide. Fedorko played it behind the goal, but that's picked up by the Regals. Logan Kirky, the former VIU Mariner and BCIHL scoring champ. Kirky takes it off his skate, tried to center that one. It was aerial, and now knocked out by Hubert Pinot. He's away over center. Played it onto the stick of Bean. Puck is shot in. And now the Steelmen just onside as it's lifted high into the corner. Dropped off and down below the goal line, trying to carry it towards a goal. Joey Grant had that one bounce down in front of him, but he only had a second to make it work. That was a good reaction by Wadsworth as he gets them away 3-on-3 over the line. There's a shot. Oh, and it deflected off of one of the players right near the goal, and I couldn't tell 100%, but I think it was Wadsworth that got the last piece. And a crazy goal and deflection, and Logan Kirky just has to touch the puck and send it somewhere towards the goal. It's a shocker here, and another marker, and that's going to be the end of Jaden Little. In comes Cole Mans. He's going to take in over the crease just about 2 minutes into period number two, as a 6-0 lead has been established by the visitors, and they've kind of shocked the crowd here. It all started with Ross Chernello just sending the puck towards the goal. There's a shot, rebound comes caroming off the boards. Grant couldn't take it off his skate. Now Windsor's away off of the wall. Williams shoots, scores, put it upstairs. And Mason Windsor
just like that, gets lucky 7 on shot number 27. And it's a crazy lead now at 7-0, and a beautiful shot that was just, what a welcoming shot to the game. Imagine if that's your first shot on goal that you have to try and stop, is the man that already had 2 goals in the game. Mason Williams gets the 3rd one, and that's a hat trick in any country. Into the slot, Burnett shoots, and another test. It went up high. I don't know that Cole Mans ever got a piece of it. Puck is played out by the Steelmen. Puck ricochets up through center off of a stick. Malcolm Fletcher got a touch on it, and now cutting out. Klein Beekman was headed for a skate. He drops off, takes up the wing as Kettlewell tries to play it in. Brandsma got in front of that, and he carries it on the backhand towards center. Now on the wing for Schmunk. Has one going to the goal. Feeds it cross ice for Corey Burnett. Has a goal, and this one, good save by Cole Mans as they fire that one. And the Steelmen will just get rid of it, and that's actually going to be enough for icing. As Nick Peters, he'll go for a skate into the corner, and he must be feeling pretty solid right now. And a face-off over to the left of newcomer Cole Mans, who took over for Jaden Little. Shot from distance, bounces off of Williams. He just grabbed his 3rd of the game, and he has had a whale of a second period to go with his 2 goals in front, and he nearly had a 4th there as he was on the back door. A right shooting forward tried to get the tip on the back door as English let it go from about 28 feet. Porchetta shooting, and that's into the crest. And Cole Mans, he's already had a few tests here early. And so Wadsworth, his line with Travis Grambois, they'll come out onto the ice along with Mason Windsor. Sent down ice. Bean, he'll play it off of the boards out towards center, and the Steelmen have to touch back up. Fedorko trying to play the puck. Wadsworth found it, played it to Windsor into the slot. Drove to the lower. Oh, and a big save off the side of the goal. Cole Mans, how you had to reach back with his trapper. And how did he recover and make that save as the puck bounced up off of his left pad and up in the air, and he somehow found it behind him? That's a huge save. Cole Mans, if ever there's a good building point, the Steelmen got to try and use that. Played to the wall. Vanderlingen couldn't pick it up. But now Wolfgang Schoenfuss does. He has one across the lane. It's Colby Shelton. There's a shot. Bounces off the goalie, and they can't get a sharp angle shot. Grambois chopping that one out to center as he got in the road at the blue line. Puck is tipped in by Una Vanderlingen, and they'll get a partial change here, at least on the backside, as Klein Beekman and Pause switch spots. Manny Pera jumps off as well. Hubert Pinot backing up. There goes Schmunk. He's got a head of steam. Tried to go through 2, and Darian Pause had them all lined up with the hip check over the line. They're onside, trying to feed Pinot. Couldn't hook up with them, and it's turning into real counter hockey here into the slot, trying to knock it down. Brandsma, that pass was a little too hot to handle and a little bit high out to center. There goes Jared Winkle steaming over the line, down the wing, towards the goal, and he tried to backhand it. Peacock got a piece of that with his blade. In the corner goes Brandon Melsness, trying to freeze the puck or play it to the winger, but it's brought out by Brandsma, trying to hook up with Schmunk as he was headed towards the goal. In the corner, Burnett tried a backhand pass that was intercepted by the Steelmen, and away goes Pinot. And his mate was nearly bumped offside. That was Davis Sheldon. Around goes. That was a great power move, but just unable to finish that one up. That was going to look pretty for Pinot and company. Played in behind the goal. Nick Peters couldn't get a touch on it, but it swept up the near side boards to center. Steelmen get it to the line, no further. And it's played out to center. Now a hard pass hits Winkle, and he'll get a chance here. Shooting, and that's off of the stick of Peacock and up high out into the mesh. And that's going to stop play with 6:10 played here in this second period. And as mentioned, it is the 7-0 lead for the Powell River Regals as Mason Windsor adds his name to the score column here tonight. So Mason Windsor has a pair, and I had misspoken earlier. It's Williams has the deuce as well, but they're both in prime territory. Ooh, there's a call coming up as Nick Porchetta went for a little ride courtesy of Keegan Fedorko, and that's going to stop play. And the Steelmen will be afforded a power play here with 13:39 remaining in period number 2. In game number 2 of this McCallum Cup final, it's the best of 3, and the Steelmen need to win here tonight to extend the series to potentially another game, which would happen here tomorrow night. And I believe that it'd be same time and same place. Sidaway over across the line. Quinton Sidaway on this power play. Captain Sheldon Davis down below the goal line has Klein Bakeman on the umbrella. There's a shot and they score. Quinton Sidaway makes it 7-1 as the Steelmen get some life with Nick Porchetta in the penalty box for interference, and Quinton Sidaway getting the first marker, and the Steelmen hope the first of many as they're looking up at a 7-1 scoreline, but they gave the fans something to cheer about and to get up, and a couple of them to ring their cowbells. And that breaks the shutout bid for Nick Peters as he nearly made it halfway through the game. Here's a turnover. Grambois towards the goal. Intercepted by the Steelmen. Up the boards for Sheldon. Onto the wing he goes. Gets the drop. Tried to saucer it back to Pinot, who's gliding into the corner to help him out. Sheldon Davis dispossessed by Wadsworth. There's Winkle from behind the goal. Looking for some room. Stick handling. He's a left shooting forward. Swept to the point. So Jared Winkle getting a helper on that marker by Quinton Sidaway on the power play. Klein Binkman has to be careful and puts it puck in softly over the blue line. Peacock. There's a shot and it ripples off the outside of the mesh into the corner. Shot is blocked in front. And now Wadsworth skating away to center. Lucas Wadsworth on the drop now for Brandsma shooting, and that one tips up over the net. And that will stop play with 12:18 remaining here in period number 2. So the Steelmen, something to build on here as they've got a power play goal under their belt. And they've had some very unfortunate puck luck in and around the goal with just some bad bounces. But they're going to try and bounce back themselves here. And they've taken the first big step, and that's getting some offense here. In behind the goal is Nick Peters. Plays it to the near side boards. And that starts Burnett away. He's hustling over center. Cuts towards the middle. Has one across the lane, but he couldn't feed it to him as he got bumped heavy there on the backside. The Steelmen break the puck out from behind the goal. And now it's passed on the near side. That one a little too hard. And that goes off of the skate of Yanni Christos. Christos will keep an eye on Trinello here as he tries to play the puck behind his goaltender. Malcolm Fletcher continues to dig. Puck is played to the blue line. Burnett trying to work his way on around Manny Para, but Para doing a good job. He got it to Grant at least temporarily. Puck is chipped forward. Couple of scrambly, broken up passes in the neutral zone, and that forces the Regals into their own zone. So they try the stretch pass to Garrett Brandsma, who has a goal in this one. It was a game's opener. There's a shot. Switaway, who's already got a goal, and they tried to play it at the side of the net. Good chance there for the Steelmen. Across the lane it goes. Weemy couldn't get that quick shot off Fedorko. That's too hot to handle as it rings around the boards and the glass. And will be teed up there by Cole Mans, the goaltender, and the Steelmen. 2-on-3 now. The drop to the trailer, but that's incomplete. Grayson Weemy unable to pick it up. Now Nick Porchetta sends it across. Kirky holds up, high slot. Peacock shoots, and that's stopped. And a good save by Cole Mans as he gets himself into position. And that one bounces off of his crest. Shot number 31 rolls in, but he hasn't had to handle all of those. I believe that it was 25 shots on goal when Jaden Little was pulled in favor of Cole Mans. There's a shot towards the goal on the ensuing face-off, and that's blocked by the Steelmen. Working it out over center. In on goal, shooting, and Klein Bakeman. Puck bounced over the net, and the goaltender was turned around looking, and the puck came right out on edge in front of him. Williams dashing around one. Half wall. Plays it back to the point. Peacock takes the umbrella. Now he's on the backhand towards the goal. Shovels it up over the goal and over the trapper of goaltender Cole Mans from out of the corner. Tried to play it to Porchetta in the middle, and that's intercepted at least partially by the Steelmen. They run into each other at the line. Porchetta gets back up. Durant will play it to the near side half wall. There's Logan Kirky back up to the umbrella. He's going to try and cut around the circuit. Now he has a look out front, still circling the goal, still has control. Shooting now through traffic, and that was tipped by Porchetta. Good reactionary save by Cole Mans on the changeup. Hard pass, makes it to the line. Porchetta trying to get away from the hip check of Darian Pause, can't do. Melsness plays it forward. Oh, Pinot thought he was onside, but he couldn't hang on long enough for the puck to catch up as it was tipped forward by Brandon Melsness. And now a little bit of pushing and shoving after the whistle as Peacock and Durant have words with Brandon Melsness, but I don't believe that they're going to carry it any further than that. Hubert Pinot, he's a big customer, and he's dropped a couple of players in the West Coast Senior Hockey League. And by dropped, I don't mean just accidentally bumped into them. It's now a face-off outside of the Regal zone. Davis Sheldon nearly carried it over the line, but couldn't pick up control, and now Windsor tips it in from just over center. In behind the goal is Mans. Puck goes to the far corner. They look for Grambois in the slot, and that's intercepted now by Sheldon. Steaming over the blue line, but he was poked by Grambois, who got back into good position. And he gets poked as well. Now Pinot will have a chance at center, and he just sends it in under duress from Wadsworth, who made him hurry the pass from behind the goal, and the Steelmen tried to center it as they caught the goaltender out trying to play the puck. Working it behind the net. Pinot putting on the brakes, shovels it, high slot, and that one was redirected by Grambois and makes it outside of the line where Fedorko takes over. Hard pass. Steelman can't catch up with it, and that's going to be too far. And it's icing as Joey Grant tried to catch up with that puck, but it was just a little too far and a little too heavy of a pass. And so they're going to retreat back into their own zone for a face-off over to the right of Cole Mans.
3-1.
And they're just waiting for the Steelmen to even things up out on the ice. Joan Fuse out onto the ice. There's a shot looking for the tip. Burnett got a piece of it. Fedorko recovers behind the goal, plays it to the point. Hard hit by Joan Fuse, but the puck is played out to center. Long reach from Bien, and he managed to steer it to the blue line, and there's a hard hit as Schmunk got knocked over by Joey Grant, who finished the check as soon as he touched the puck at the blue line. Comes to Brandsma on the half wall, shoots, and he had to force an awkward cross-body glove save by Cole Mans because of where he was shooting the puck. And that was a good reaction by Cole Mans to readjust. It initially looked like maybe the shoulder might be the play, but that would have given up a rebound. And he adjusts by bringing the glove across. No rebound. Bien at the line. Couldn't keep it in. Mike Bien. Over the line come the Steelmen. There's a snapshot, and that's off of the stick of Durant. And comes to sit away on the corner. He's got the Steelman's lone goal, but a quick outlet by Porchetta onto the wing. Klein Beekman ready to throw his body, and that broke up the play as Logan Kirky saw that coming, was unable to make the pass. Puck is chipped in with 7:16 to go. Nick Peters behind his goal was hurried, but the puck does get out to Kirky at center, and there's a nice pass at the line. In on goal, Williams shooting, and there's a good left pad save by Cole Mans, but there is going to be a holding call levied against the Nanaimo Steelmen. And it looks like Darian Pause has been sent to the penalty box for the hold. And even after all that, Cole Mans was forced to make a pretty solid save as Williams once again put his power forward skills to use, drove to the net. And now Burnett's digging in the corner, a big five-man scrum, three of them white jerseys, but it's brought out by the speed and determination of Davis Sheldon. He's with Brandon Kettlewell. Shooting, there's a big rebound, and it's swept out to the blue line as the defense came across and swatted it out. Corey Burnett, who has a goal in this one, and now he's set up Bransma off of the wing, flying in, and that was poked away. As Schoenfuss got a piece of that up top for Grambois. 1:23 to go in this power play. That holding call against the Steelman, Darian Pause. Peacock plays it to the half boards. Walking out of the corner, that pass was intercepted by Davis Sheldon, and he's letting the bench know he wants to make a change, and they do. Puck is played off of the wing. Quinton Sidaway just swats it out over the blue line. It was a free poke, as they would have been offside if Peacock touched that puck inside the blue, but he's onside now, sends it around the board. Schmunk slows it down for Burnett. They're trying to figure out who's going to take what spot. Now on the umbrella, moving in. Schmunk shoots, and that forces a great save. Puck went way up in the air, but it stays in the rink. And that's going to allow the Steelmen to get away. Wolfgang Schoenfuss trying to stick handle over the blue line, but now here's a chance with Kirky in the open to drop to Porchetta. He's on the backhand, gets shoved by Schoenfuss. Porchetta plays it up top to Williams, has a look. He's got a wind up on the other side. Puck was left behind as they can't pull the trigger on that shot for Tynan Peacock. The former Victoria Cougar, Porchetta put it through the crease, and it comes out all around the other side. Mason Windsor sent it across, shot on goal, and that was a good save in the butterfly. Cole Mans making a stop, and the penalty just comes to an end after that most recent save. Mason Windsor skating it to center. He's been a big part of this lead here tonight. He has a couple of goals. So does Williams, and the pass actually goes off of Williams as he was cutting across the lane where that pass was meant to go. Mitch Williams, puck is played to the near side half wall and all the way down in front of the Steelman bench. Vanderlingen came out and let Williams know he was there. Puck is played off of the glass and out. Trinello lifting it high, and it just was unable to stay inside the rink. It was close, but it does make it outside the zone. So they go and the linesman grabs a puck there, and we'll get another opportunity. Score 7-1, a couple of shocking goals, and maybe one or two too many that made it so that Jaden Little had his night ended. Shot from distance, confidently out to play it. Nick Peters stick handles, gets the pass to Bransma, but Pause at the point shooting. Oh, and that was a rocket that ricocheted over the goal. Might get another chance. Loads again, and that one's off of Trinello and into the corner. Steelman with some opportunities. Pause wants another chance, and this time off of Burnett's stick. the shots have been hard and labeled, but such good body position and stick position by the Regals as they lock down the defense here. Good keep in by the Steelmen. Backhand turnaround was stopped. Did Pause keep it in? Yes, he did. Hard across the lane, and now it's picked up by the captain. Sheldon tries to put it to the middle. Backhanded to the point, not out. Shot towards a goal that goes wide on the Trapper's side. Brandsma gets pinned up along the board. Sheldon looking for the puck. Pinot plays it forward for him. As they try and get the cycle going, Sheldon moves in, shooting, and that's off of a stick and up high, still stays in the rink. Steelmen get a change in. Fedorko gets onto the ice. Now from behind the goal, a little spin move from Jared Winkle. Jared Winkle holding, plays it hard off of the boards. And now in behind the goal, Davis Sheldon sends it up top for Tynan Klein-Bakeman. Somehow he poked that puck down, but it wasn't onside, and the Steelmen touch it. That's a delayed offside, and that'll get a whistle here with 2:51 to go in the second stanza. Klein-Bakeman, he's going to pick up his stick, and he had something to say there to someone there on the Regals bench, but I don't think anything else will come further of that. The Steelmen win the face-off, and Keegan Fedorko sends it in hard. Nick Peters quickly to his defense. Schoenfuss in behind the goal. Gets some help, but the puck is up the boards. Now Joey Grant chasing the puck in on the near side boards. Puck is played up to Porchetta as he got rattled by Fedorko, but a 2-on-1 with Logan Kirky saucers it across, and he scores. And now Mitch Williams does indeed have the hat trick as he puts it upstairs, and the Powell River Regals are in command. They've got an 8-1 lead here in the second period with just 2:26 remaining in the period. And they look well on their way to continuing to astonish this crowd here. There is actually a good contingent from Powell River here in attendance tonight. And as is almost customary, as a, you know, I wish Jacob could agree with me here. Porchetta with a shot off the wing, and that's swallowed up by Cole Mans. That a lot of times when there's visiting factions here inside the Nanaimo Ice Centre, a lot of times they hang out over to our broadcast left, which would be closer to the concourse, and where some of the fans are able to eat and have some of the beverages from the store upstairs. Steelmen onside, but that pass towards the point is intercepted, and now they're trying to hustle back. Porchetta's alone in the lane. And a good block in front. Oh, and that puck sails wide. Darian Pause might have got a piece of that. There's another shot. Good save by Cole Mans as he takes care of the rebound too. The shots continue to pile up here now for the Regals. They've got 39. Kirky at center. Nearly left the puck behind, but he's in a good spot to have body position on Una Vanderlingen, who's not happy with how that play unfolded. Now in behind the goal, Porchetta plays it off the boards to Brandsma, and they'll cycle along the wall, but look out. Big hit right along the boards as Yanni Christos finished his check, and now Porchetta, he's getting into it with Brandon Melsness, and someone's come from the back. I'm trying to figure out who that was. That was actually Peacock, Tynan Peacock, the former Campbell River Storm defensive standout. Brandon Melsness headed over to the penalty box. He and Nick Porchetta. Brandon Melsness wishing them well as he heads for the penalty box. Not sure if this will, looks like it'll be an even up situation here. And I guess the only question is, will it be 4-on-4 hockey or will it be 5-on-5? I think it might be 4-on-4 here with these coincidentals. As of right now, they just have the one penalty up on the board there for Brandon Melsness, but I'm sure they'll get Nick Porchetta's. There it is. It's up on the board. And the Steelmen win this face-off here. Winkle in his own zone, winding things up, being watched by Windsor. Put it through his skates on a tricky little stick handle. In over the line. Wanted to drop for Sheldon on the point, who managed to intercept the clearing attempt. Through the crease, in front. Fedorko got 2 whacks, but the second one went wide of the goal. Sheldon on the point to Winkle. Takes some time to settle it. Leaves for Sheldon. Tries to cut to the middle, and that's off of the skate of Windsor, and then Peacock steps in to intercept. 33 seconds remaining in period 2. Peacock loses the handle off of the wing, and now it's picked off by the Steelmen. Grambois coming back. He gets in the lane, and he'll grab this puck in front of his goaltender. Winkle got a piece of that clearing attempt. Manny Para throwing a hit at center. Puck goes off of the skate of Grambois, and he'll use the wing. One of the Steelmen tripped there. Now he's off of the wing, trying to cut on the power move. Nearly got it to go in. They're calling a penalty. And now some rough stuff as Jared Winkle takes a shot from Travis Grambois. We'll have to see how this is sorted out as well. But tempers are starting to flare, as they sometimes do in these games where the scoreboard gets a little bit out of hand. And indeed, it looks like Travis Grambois headed over to the penalty box. I don't know if I see anyone else going, and that's why the play was stopped. Even though the Regals were able to put the puck in the goal, the play was deemed dead as soon as Powell River touched the puck. And so it will be a man advantage here for the Steelmen. And it will be a 4-on-3 setting. But just seconds left in the period. There's a shot and towards the side of the goal, and there was a just split second for Tynan Klein-Beekman to maybe jam that one home. But goaltender Nick Peters was able to stay long enough with his left pad up against the goal post off of that face-off to make a stop. And that was shot number 22, and that ends period number 2. As the Powell River Regals, they had a 4-0 lead after 20 minutes. And now after 40 minutes, they've made it an 8-1 effort. Manny Para actually looks like he's assisting a couple of girls out on the ice, and they're actually going to get a chance to do the shoot to win. So the Steelmen get their shooter tutor set up, and these girls will get a couple of shots. Jacob Park out on the ice helping out. And the first shot goes a little bit wide of the goal, but they'll get a couple more cracks here as quite a fun segment here. Oh, this one has promise, and it's just to the left of the goal. That was pretty close. Once again, thank you to Jacob Cheslick for getting you in tight for those shots. Here's another one, but it's a waffler, and I think it's going to go wide of the net. And Manny Para getting a little congratulations as the contestants get some love from Hubert Pinot, who had a strong second period, and he had a couple of pretty substantial hits too. So 8-1, that's the score line after 40 minutes. And maybe a little bit of recap on the period, but it felt like both Mitch Williams, Mason Windsor, they've been most effective here tonight. The passing that they've had, Nick Porchetta, he's kind of the straw that stirs the drink. He's set those gentlemen up beautifully a couple of times, including that one absolute beauty late in the first period that made it 4-0. That pass at the blue line was quite something, and it's just spoken to the difficulty that the Steelmen have had trying to adjust to this quick transition play of the Powell River Regals. They've managed to open up a few odd man situations, a number of 3-on-2s, and a couple of 2-on-1s. Yes, there have been some incredible blocks and defensive efforts. Manny Pera making a great sliding block. Darian Pause the same. Keegan Fedorko, he's been a standout on the back end tonight. And I know it's difficult to say that in an 8-1 contest, but there were points where Powell River could have even punched through maybe a couple of more, was it not for the strong defensive efforts. I noticed that they've been playing Andrew Plum rather sparingly here tonight. I think he might be dealing with a hand issue. It looked like they were wrapping it prior to the game. Not saying that they're completely short-handed, but it has made a bit of a manpower. It's required some line shuffling for sure from head coach Andy Hellweger, and he's done a very admirable job of that. He's trying to get the line combinations out there that are going to help them get back in this game. They were able to get that power play goal. Quinton Sidaway, some great puck movement from Jared Winkle, and the Steelmen were able to tally up a power play goal. But the offensive strength and actually, I think we should even speak to the defensive shutdown ability that the Regals have. Had a couple of fantastic shutdown plays in front of the goal where they were able to swat the puck out of danger on the few times where Nick Peters wasn't in position to make maybe that second save. So the Steelmen with a lot of work to do in the third period if they're going to negate cup hoisting here tonight, the McCallum Cup for the West Coast Senior Men's Hockey League. But there's still a chance, there's still hope. There will be some power play time to start period number 3. As a matter of fact, just 4 seconds shy of a full power play. So the Steelmen will have an opportunity, and we'll see what kind of magic Andy Hellweger is able to drum up. But so far, the Powell River Regals, as I mentioned, goals from Bransma, 2 from Mason Windsor, and Mitch Williams with a couple, the one at the 15:40 mark of the first period, and then at 18:50 of the first period, scoring another, and he's added his third for the hat trick here on a great setup from Nick Porchetta. And that's gotten us to the 8-1 scoreline. We are going to step away from the action. We've got a little bit to go, and we'll have third period action here. Will the McCallum Cup be raised here tonight? It would take a miracle for the Steelmen to make sure that it doesn't. But that's why we play the games, and we've still got 20 minutes to go here on the Nanaimo Steelmen YouTube channel. Thank you for being with us here tonight. We've got more hockey coming up next. So a bunch of smiles on the ice. It's a power play to start things off, but I think the Steelmen have resigned at this point to at least make sure that they try and stay loose, try and keep an upbeat spirit here. A very difficult task in the third period, but not one that's impossible. Puck is carried around the outside by the captain, Sheldon. Backhand pass to Sidaway on the point. Quinton moves in, feeds to the other side. Gets a return at the umbrella, moves in, snaps it, there's a save. Rebound, put off the pads, side of the goal, put it low, and it went out the other side. Davis Sheldon didn't have much time. He couldn't lift it up, but he put it cross ice right underneath the stomach of Nick Peters, and it goes out the other side, and a close call. Sidaway on the rush. That one's off of a stick and wide as Kyle English getting his stick in the way. Steelmen recover in their own zone, but it's intercepted at center. Shot by Peacock, and that one rips up over the goal on the Trapper side. Comes to the near side wall. Carried up carefully by Sheldon. Splits to the right side. Hit one in front of the goal. Sheldon holds, plays the point. Deflected by Fedorko. Joey Grant sends it to the far side. Towards the goal by Sheldon. Oh, look at that play between the legs. And that was a nice, tidy play at the side of the goal. And if anything was going to get by Nick Peters, it was going to be that between the legs shot by the Steelman. And that's a great effort here on the power play. There's 37 seconds remaining in it. Face off over to the left of Peters. And that face off is won by Mitch Williams. English on the near side, flips it out towards center, where it's recovered by Fedorko. Didn't like what he saw initially, so he sends it to Davis Sheldon on the wing. Snaps it in hard. Joey Grant gets there along the boards, keeps it from being played out, but Nick Porchetta stepping in the middle of that pass to Jared Winkle. Good play defensively by Darian Pause, who's been a real bright spot here tonight. He'll back off, and the puck is sent high and hard down ice. Just 2 seconds remaining in the power play, and now onto the ice steps Travis Grambois. Power play over. Steelman had one dynamite chance. It was so close. Davis Sheldon, but he didn't have time to lift it up from the side of the goal, just running out of real estate. And it's played up to the point and gets outside the line. Battle for the puck at the half wall. Windsor played it inside for Grambois. He runs into his mate in the corner, but he makes the play to Durant on the point, takes a shot, and that's tipped in front. I think Fedorko got a piece. It's going to get another reload. Shooting and a blocker save. Cole Mans. I think that might have gone off the netting, but they didn't stop play. And the Steelman got it as far as the wall and kicked out towards center, but a hard hit breaks up the rest of that play. Yanni Christos had it flip over his stick. Off of the wing, there's a shot and a good save by Cole Mans as he gets the glove down, and I think it knocked it down, and it's deflected off of the left pad right back to his trapper, and that's save number, I'm trying to do the math here, but he came in at 25, so he's made 14 of 16 since coming in relief of Jaden Little. Puck is played cross crease, and the Steelmen out to Wolfgang Schoenfuse off of the wing, driving wide, and he had a good chance. He nearly pulled it to the forehand and tries a sharp angle shot. Steelmen are buzzing, and that one was intercepted as Schmunk got in the road, and he activates towards the middle as he gets cut off. Sharp angle shot, and the Steelmen are just going to direct it right back to their goaltender on a safe play, as English was streaking towards the goal, looking hungry for a rebound as well. And Cole Mans made sure there was nothing forthcoming. Face off over to his left now. Schmunk into the dot. Right shooting centerman. Shot! And Burnett just puts it wide of the stick. Out to center, it's played by the Steelmen, and Joey Grant hustles in after his own dump in. Dispossesses Bean. Tried to drive it up the near side wall, but Schmunk had gotten back into a helping position and gets the puck. Bean is on the near side. Watching as Brandsma stick handles, he gets to the blue line, but he was just a stride offside. So there'll be a face-off now with 3:45 off the clock here in the third period. Brandon Melsness into the face-off circle up against Mitch Williams, who secured his hat trick here. Great play by the Regals, and they've done a pretty fantastic job on the offensive side of the puck, and these three have been largely responsible. Williams off of the wing, and that's broken up by the Steelmen. Joey Grant was able to hustle back into position, and now Tynan Klein-Beekman blocks that shot, kept in momentarily at the line. Shot misses the net. Williams on the near side, he puts it off of the base of the goal, and that's picked up by Darian Pause. Had a little trouble, though, as Logan Kirky gave him a poke off of the wall, sidestepping that one. English shooting, and right off of the crest. Cole Mans makes sure that he's in great body position to swallow that one up, as shot 43 rings in from the point. And the Steelmen have had a lot of shots come their way tonight, and there'll be more on the way. Nick Porchetta, last one to change here for the Powell River Regals. Cowbells still active and ringing here. There's a sharp angle shot. Mans, it's off of his trapper, but Pause will try and keep it safe and secure, at least behind the goal. Burnett trying to flush the Steelman out, but Davis Sheldon, a quick outlet onto the wing. Pass into the middle, that was intercepted. Hubert Pinot tried to drag it into the middle. Look at that flip pass. Good knockdown by Tynan Klein-Beekman, and that'll give Davis Sheldon a chance. Turns, puts it towards the middle, but Windsor got his skates in the way. Recovers the puck on the near side half wall. Cross ice. Steelman was still with possession here. Return to Manny Parra. Shooting, tipped at the front of the goal. Davis Sheldon redirected that down about 3 inches. Sheldon on the back pass. Fedorko coming off the wall, trying to drive the goal. Flicked out to the point, not out. There's another shot wristed through, and that one took a couple of tips. Windsor gets to the half wall, chops it towards the blue line, but that was intercepted. Manny Parra stepping in and pinching. Puck is flipped out over the line now on the Steelman. Jared Winkle going for a skate over the line. It's onside towards the goal. There's a hold shot, and the puck snuck through, but it dropped down at the side of the goal, just about touching the outside of the post. Winkle keeping an eye on things as the Powell River Regals. Garrett Brandsma winding things up towards center. Left shooting forward, carrying it over the line, snapping in, and that's hard off of Parra's shin pads, and he felt that. It dropped him. Coming in over the line. Schoenfew shooting, and that's swallowed up about a foot in front of the paint. And, yeah, he's headed off for a change. Like I mentioned, that shot was so hard that Manny Parra just immediately fell to the ice, and he's being looked at by the trainer now. That was a tough block, and Garrett Brandsma, it shows you how hard he can shoot. They're actually going to... They actually have to bring him back out onto the ice here, along with Burnett, who's going to take this face-off. Schmunk is on the left or right wing. Steelman have possession off the face-off. Grant hooks it towards a goal, falling to try and find the puck where the Steelman, but unable to keep possession inside the line. And now the pass on the backside from Plum. Puck is ripped up hard up the wing. Schoenfuse, all he can do is tip it. Kirky picks up the puck, but he waited for Schmunk to get off the ice. Wanted to make sure no penalty for too many men. Steelmen are away to center. Hard pass. And sounded like one linesman said no, but I think you could tell by the body language by Wolfgang Schoenfuse that was just too far for him to reach, too hot to handle, and that'll bring the puck back with 13-12 here remaining in this third period. And you are live on the Nanaimo Steelmen YouTube channel in McCallum Cup final action, and the Powell River Regals showing just how strong they've been all season. Williams trying to pull it into a shooting position from Porchetta, and he gets a shot off, and that was just wide on the stick side. Quinton Sidaway in behind his own goal. He's got the lone marker for the Steelmen. It was a power play goal. Now Schoenfuss over the line. Grant had just stepped inside. Might have been a little grace there as the puck is picked up on the backside by the Regals. Williams on the left wing, but there's the kick back from Chiarello. Taking it on the wing and dumping it in. Durant, that was a high center field play as it's worked off of the near side boards. Malcolm Fletcher finds the pass on the wing. Joey Grant had it in trigger position. Now he puts it towards the goal, and that got deflected. Someone felt it right in front. Another shot, and that's into the crest. Joey Grant letting that one go, and the first shot got Durant, I think, right up under the chin. He's checking himself at the bench. But I think actually it, yes. Oh, it got him near the throat. But I'm having a look. He is doing okay on the bench, but he's being looked at by the trainer. But I think he wants some water. That looked like he might have got it right up in the neck and throat area. At least that's where he gestured on the bench. It was a scary moment for Durant, but good thing he seems to be okay at the bench. Klein Beekman going for a skate. Windsor all over him, trying to poke the puck away from him. Played on the near side. Fletcher getting in, bumping Behan behind the goal. Steelmen come up with it. Fletcher, and then he gets pinned along the boards by English. The four-man scrum. Behan trying to help jam it along the boards too. It's played loose and out towards center. There's a hip check from Klein Beekman as he made sure he got in front of Windsor, and now it's flipped down ice. Malcolm Fletcher unable to tame that puck, and it's thrown right back down the ice again. And once again, Wadsworth driving in on the Nanaimo defense. Played up to Jared Winkle. Good outlet pass to Keegan Fedorko. They're going to get a partial change in here. Holding, Fedorko shooting, and that's off a Peacock stick as it goes up into the mesh. And that will stop play with 11:09 remaining here in the McCallum Cup final. It's game 2. And it's in this shortened best of 3 format. Every single shift, every single goal matters. And tonight the Regals have found ways to appease the hockey gods with their skills. Out of the corner, Steelman still working hard. Jared Winkle puts on the brakes, but Peacock sends it along the far side boards. Good read by Fedorko. Keeps it alive at the point. Tried to sidestep Burnett. Not happening. 3-on-1, potentially 4-on-1 with Schmunk going to the goal. High slot is Peacock, and they put it across. And they're unable to touch the back door with Schmunk. Intercepted at the blue line, though, and now Fedorko. Oh, that pass was just a little too far for Hubert Pinot. He wasn't ready for that. And Davis Sheldon, he'll cut in front of his own goal. Burnett fell, but Schmunk winds up with a puck, feeds the high point, and that one tips off of the stick of Trinelli. And Brandsma will set him up with the puck. Schmunk tried to chip it forward. Now Pinot will have a chance. Over the line he goes. Plays it along the boards for himself. Gets in, protects the puck. Wanted to feed it to the middle, and I think that was Pause that was a little upset when he came to the bench. Williams driving wide, tried to go to his backhand there, and Cole Mans had his stick and pads tight to the post. Puck is lifted up into the Steelman bench off of the glass partition, and that'll stop play as we've entered the second half of the period. And once again, want to say thank you to Jacob Cheslick, feeding you these great views. There's a face-off win back to Behan on the half boards. Nick Porchetta tried a shot, and that hit Quinton Sidaway's shin pad and deflects wide. Williams wanted to play it to Behan on the point. Getting around, oh, that was close. Schoenfuss nearly broke loose. Logan Kirky getting back and helping out. And now Williams, he of the hat trick, secured it here in the third. It's been the only goal. There's the drop to Porchetta, high slot. Tried to make a move to the left, and that was poked by Pinot. Winkle takes a little poke as well, but they'll work it around the perimeter now. Logan Kirky goes to the other point. Shot, and that drifts wide. They were looking for Porchetta. Puck is lifted out. Oh, a potential break. Joey Grant And a brave outing there by Nick Peters, but he knew what he was doing all along as he just plays it along the boards. Bien going for a skate. He has Williams heading to the open ice. He's on his backhand, sprays up the snow. Little button hook. Kirky along the wall. Dances along the boards. Got away from Sidaway. Now a shot, and that one just hooked up high. Williams had to move his head out of the way. There's the pass. Oh, and Joey Grant took a knee as he was sprung for the breakaway. He'll just feed it to the point. Played in behind the boards, and now Grant will have another chance from behind the goal, and a shot, a one-timer from Kettlewell, and that's a left pad save. Klein Beekman had to let it go quick. Logan Kirky was speeding onto him. Now it's played in behind the goal. Nice stop up by Nick Peters. Puck is tipped for Travis Grambois. And now the Steelmen turn the puck over off of the boards. In the trail, there's a shot, and that one ricochets up high as Christos getting a bullet away, but it's just up over the net. Yanni Christos with a good effort there. Wadsworth intercepts, shoots, and look what I found, says Cole Mans as he gloves that one, and it's a good stop on shot number 47. The Powell River Regals, they've been doing that all night. They've been letting shots go, and they've had a lot of that area at the tip and perimeter of the face-off circles where they've been able to unload from. And it's just because of their great skating, their good speed. But they've really been able to string passes together tonight. And particularly, there's a shot in front, and that one did not miss by much. Oh, Windsor, he was looking to find his hat trick. He's got a couple here tonight. Mitch Windsor, Durant gets bodied in the corner. Kettlewell steps in, tries to help move the puck. Steelmen feed the line. It's kept in, shot on goal, and that's blockered away. Manny Para getting a good look from the point. Melsness into the slot, and that drifts by a couple of sticks as they were finishing checks about 15 feet in front of the goal, and one of them that got finished hurt Yanni Christos, and he's laboring as he heads back to the Steelman bench. Peacock from in front of his goal. Klein Bakeman broke that up at the line, and now it's sent over to Peacock once again, and it's flipped in high. Colby Shelton throwing a hit there as the puck is chipped up off of the glass and out of play with 6:50 remaining here, third period. And it was that blazing start and a couple of crazy mishap goals that ricocheted off of bodies in front that were nearly impossible for Jaden Little to stop. And particularly the second goal, I felt that one was a real backbreaker for the Steelmen and took some steam out of the team. But of course, full props have to be given to the Powell River Regals. They've played a very strong hockey game. They've moved the puck very well, and Burnett, he's got a goal here tonight. Looks like he'll be taking the face off. No, that's they're going to move him to the wing. And Schmunk takes the draw, but Pinot has the puck. Fake shot from the line. As Schoenfuss was going to let that puck go. Puck is sent down ice, and it forces a touch out of Cole Mans as he tees it up. Backhand pass on the wing. Good recovery by Sidaway. Had to reach behind him. Now he feeds the wing. There's a shot, and just like the glove save at the other end by Cole Mans. A good glove save by Nick Peters. And he's looked so calm and steady in there tonight, and particularly when he comes out to play the puck, he just looks so confident, and he's actually a very good skater. He's got very good edge movement, and when he comes out to play the puck, he lets his stick do a lot of the work. Face-off win by the Regals, and now it's worked off of the back end, off the half wall up. Partial touch by Nick Porchetta, but just took it off his skate. Couldn't maintain possession. Hubert Pinot on the drop for Jared Winkle, driving inside, outside, leaning his shoulder in, but he's got a contest with Durant. There's a good hit by Williams, kept in at the line. Good pass, cross ice, and Winkle getting it across for Davis Sheldon, and a great play there as he's all over Williams in behind the goal. Steelmen trying to get a rally going here. Puck is loose, played up to Logan Kirky. Wanted to feed Porchetta, who was breaking to center, but that's intercepted by Jared Winkle on a good recovery, getting back, and now he'll peel for a change. Darian Pause has the puck, has to leave it behind. He'll get back into position, goes D to D, and a good pass up through center. Quickly in over the line. Steelman putting on the brake. Schoenfew shooting it through, and he was looking for a tip. Joey Grant was there, has the puck in behind the goal. Working it off of the wall. Wanted to drop for him, and a good pass by Grant in the slot. Porchetta blocks. Now it's into the breadbasket as goaltender Nick Peters was right there to make another stop. He gets his body in position, and he gets the stop. That's shot number 33 by the Steelmen. And so far, Nick Peters has stopped 32 of 33 that have been fired on him. Face off now to his left. Face-off win by the Steelmen, and a hard shot that took a deflection and went up into the netting quickly. And they'll just redo that one once again over to the left of Nick Peters. Travis Grambois into the face-off against Davis Sheldon. Tried to play it to himself en route to the goal. Puck is backhanded off of the face-off win by Burnett. Grambois can't take that pass clean. Played into center, and now Davis Sheldon, he has Grant on his wing. Played it up in front, now into the slot and reaching behind. Davis Sheldon, he was in a pretty fortuitous position, nearly having a backhand chance on goal. Tynan Klein-Bakeman has to ride the line. Fake like he was going to cut. Now he delivers it on the cycle for Joey Grant. Has a look towards a goal, was going back door. There's a shot, and coming out to challenge Nick Peters, but it went up over his left shoulder. Joey Grant tried to play it off of the wall. Good job by Darian Pause. Kept the play alive, and he drills it in behind the goal. 4 minutes to go. Third period into the slot. Shot on goal, and trying to drive it in as it was at the side, and he gets a hack from Peters, falling at the side of the goal. Play stops. And shot 34 comes in. Klein-Bakeman just took a shot, and Joey Grant quickly stepping in to keep Peacock out of that little mash up there over to the left of goaltender Nick Peters. But I think it's going to come to nothing as far as continuing, but it looks like Klein-Bakeman is headed to the penalty box, and it looks like one of the Regals is going with them. That'll be English. So that should bring about a 4-on-4 setting here. And looks like the face-off will occur outside of the Powell River end. So yes, it is 4-on-4 hockey. Manny Pera coming out as they change up the lines here. Andy Hellweger wants to get Manny out onto the ice here for this 4-on-4 situation. And the Steelmen win the draw. Pera feeding the wing. Malcolm Fletcher goes around, takes a shot, rebound, and it was shot up. And a great glove save. Nick Peters quickly into position. He made that first stop, and the second one, it was just more glove positioning than anything. But the Steelmen not going quietly into the night. They still continue to press here and keep knocking on the door, but Nick Peters has repeatedly refused entry. Steelman back to Pera, and up through the middle. Fletcher fanned on the first attempt to get it up, and now he's going to skate it over the line. He's onside, goes wide. Left shooting forward, feeds the point. Fedorko moves in, snaps it, and looking for a tip in front as Kettlewell was there. And unable to get a piece, he got directed out. And just some more good defense by the Powell River Regals. They've allowed their goaltender to see the puck. They've been boxing their men out well, and Trinello gets a double tap there from the defensive coordinators, as does Durant. They both did solid work on that shift, and as I mentioned, they let their goaltender see the puck. And there's the face-off now. We're down to 3:17 remaining, third period. And it was 4-0 after 20 minutes. It was 7-1 after 40 minutes. And there's only been a goal scored here in this period. That was the hat-trick goal for Williams. Puck was put towards the middle, and it was knocked to the corner by the Steelmen on this 4-on-4. Going for a skate was Durant, and he misfires there and rolls off of his stick. Steelman with possession. Andrew Plum playing it forward. Connects the pass, and away goes Sidaway to the drop. Schoenfew sends it across to Sheldon. Holds the puck down below the goal line. Saucer pass off his boot. Oh, and just raising it up high. Oh, that was a good chance for Schoenfew. Just a little too fine. Sheldon off of the far side wall. As I mentioned, more room out there. Nice little dish to Quinton Sidaway. Has a look, wanted to send it to the middle, and that was a good block by the Regals. Herky lost a stick in the process, but it was a good defensive play. The pass from Pause. They wanted the one time, but they couldn't get it to go. Davis Sheldon trying to play it. Travis Grambois down ice, one-on-one. Tried to play it to the middle, and he's knocked down by Darian Pause. Just under 2 minutes to go, and the penalties are over. We're back to 5-on-5. That play was jammed as English. Plum trying to get back. Grambois breakaway. Tried to go to the back hand and back door, but a quick recovery by Klein Bakeman as he drives back to the goal. And he runs into Travis Grambois with 1:44 remaining. The net gets dislodged, and dislodged in a big way. And Andrew Plum, he gave it his all to try and get back into position. And I'm not sure, but goaltender Cole Mann's coming over to the bench. And I think something has happened with the throat protector. I think it was kind of hung up, if you would put it that way. So it was kind of crooked off to the one side. So he had the trainer just dislodge it and cover it. There's a face-off win back to Windsor by the Regals. Shot towards a goal, and it was definitely kicked away there by Cole Mans. Another shot, and they tested him on the stick side. His water bottle still behind the net where the net got knocked off. Puck is flipped high. Steelman might get a chance here, but a good recovery on the D. Now on the near side, Pinot wants to try and one-arm it around Durant, and he just can't reach around. But Fedorko picking up the puck off the far wall. Quinton Sidaway in behind the goal. He's been one of the bright spots here tonight for the Steelmen, as the puck is played in behind the net. Steelman still with an opportunity here. Winkle from out of the corner, driving the goal. Put it to the net, off of the shin pad of one of the Regals, and now it's just lifted out off of the dasher into Nanaimo territory. Swatted away off the boards by Colby Shelton. There's the give and go. Snapshot off of the crest. And another stop by goaltender Cole Mans with 46.4 seconds remaining in this one. So they're going to get to see it here tonight. The McCallum Cup is going to come out. And we just get through another 46.4 seconds here. And the Steelmen, unfortunately, they had dreams of sending this one to a deciding game tomorrow night. But the Regals wanting to take care of business, and they went to work hard through the crowd. Passed up to Fletcher on the wall, swats it back, and it comes outside the line. Chipped forward by Schmunk. Plum coming over at the blue line. Intercepts and knocks it off his skate. Checks his man down. Burnett gets back up, but he looks a little slowed there. They just want to ride this one out. It's a dozen seconds to go. Kicked off of the wall, and now Schmunk just backhands it in behind the goal. Plum is going to be first one there, and he lifts it high. The puck flips down ice and bounces as the clock runs out. And they're going to keep that one, says Garrett Brandsma, as he takes the puck over. And the McCallum Cup now belongs to the Powell River Regals. And there was an interview I did with Andy Hellweger earlier in the season, and he talked about the pedigree and the history of this Powell River Regals team. And I think that the Steelmen gave it absolutely everything they had in game one. And it was a 10-5 win for the Regals. And the Steelmen will have to try and path themselves again next season towards this cup opportunity, as they come up a little short here on home ice tonight, but they're still holding their heads high as they played hard and they really did the best they could in the third period. They only allowed a goal in the third, and but a lot of the damage done in the first period, and 2 goals in accidentally off of players in front of the net. And I got a feel for Jaden Little. He absolutely stood on his head in all the situations, and that's pretty classy. Head coach Andy Hellweger out there in the lineup, giving out handshakes and congratulating some of the Powell River Regals. That's real sportsmanship on display. And Nick Porchetta getting hugs as he moves through the lineup there. Andrew Plum giving him full kudos on their win. And goaltender Nick Peters, I talked about that strong skating and positioning, and it was really on display tonight. And he made the saves that he had to. And I'll get to his final goals against and save percentage here. Quick little math here at the end of the game. I'm sure head statistician Don Miller will have that up very shortly, but for now, and it's a .972 save percentage. I'll say that again, a .972 save percentage. And the fans giving it up, same with the players, for the presentation of the McCallum Cup. And this is what they strive all year for. And so Burnett, he'll pose for a photo here as he accepts on behalf of the Powell River Regals, and he'll get a snapshot there too. Those are memories that'll be etched and burned into his mind for a long time. And now the team will get ready to celebrate with the cup. And Jaden Little gets taps from Wolfgang Schoenfuss and Tynan Klein-Bakeman. They can hold their heads high. They worked hard. They had an incredible run in this regular season, and they put the pedal to the metal in the playoffs. So in no particular order, these players are champions, and they'll have their name adorn that gold cup that you see down there, the McCallum Cup, as the photographers get into position to get the team photo. That's Nick Peters, that was in goal. Mike Behan, number 22. Tynan Peacock, number 23. Corey Burnett, he had a marker here tonight. He's number 16. Number 18, Garrett Brandsma. And number 11, Ethan Schmunk. Number 17, Nick Porchetta. Number 39, Mitch Williams. 13, Logan Kirky. Number 21, Lucas Wadsworth. Number 5, Travis Grambois. As some of the Regals acknowledge the fans and the contingent that came for this trip to come and see them host the McCallum Cup. And it belongs to the Powell River Regals here. And that is a happy crew. I'll keep going here. Number 10, Mason Windsor. Number 26, Kyle English. And number 6, Ross Trinello. And number 15, Tyler Durant. And backup goaltender number 31, Dieter McIntosh. And the head coach, Todd English. And assistant coach Don Gagnier, and to the trainer Grant Wood and Rob Milne. And those are your player props for tonight. The Powell River Regals closing it out as champions here tonight. And I just want to go through and say a quick word about the Nanaimo Steelmen players here tonight that were vying for that. Number 68, Hubert Pinot. Number 78, Davis Sheldon. Number 17, Jared Winkle. Have a good night. And number 94, Grayson Weemy. Number 92, Quinton Sidaway. And number 77, Joey Grant. Number 61, Malcolm Fletcher. Number 18, Braden Kettlewell. Number 14, Yanni Christos. Number 19, Brandon Melsness. And not in the lineup tonight, not dressed. I want to mention those players. Treweek, Marshall, Dell, Slater, Bissett, Isaac Embray, Riley Medvez, Wesley Howerton, and even though it says Una Vanderling, and he was in effect here tonight and did play, number 91. And then on defense, number 9, Tynan Klein Beekman. Number 44, Darian Pause. Number 7, Keegan Fedorko. Number 94, Wolfgang Schoenfuss. And number 15, Andrew Plum. Number 22, Manny Pera. Number 27, Jaden Little, and number 31, Cole Mans. Congratulations to all the players that made the McCallum Cup here tonight and that were able to participate. And also just a great season for both of these teams, and someone had to come away a winner, and tonight it's an 8-1 final, and that's going to do it for myself, Lorenzo Jensen, and my wonderful cameraman / producer, that is Jacob Cheslick. Many thanks to you. You guys are the reason that we do this, and we love hockey. I hope it shows, and I hope you enjoyed tonight's contest. It's a final, 8-1 for the Powell River Regals over the Nanaimo Steelmen, and they wrap up the season as McCallum Cup champions in the West Coast Senior Hockey League. Have a great night, everyone. Thanks for being with us, and we'll be bringing you more action next season right here on the Nanaimo Steelman YouTube channel. And until then, be well and be healthy.